Hello everybody and welcome to my review of Lego Star Wars set 75328. This is the Mandalorian helmet, part of the Lego Star Wars Helmet Collection series. This released alongside two other helmets, that being the Luke Skywalker Red 5 pilot helmet and the Dark Trooper. Now this helmet has been a topic of discussion in the community, to put it bluntly. This helmet is either widely loved or widely hated, depending on who you talk to. Some people think as it is, it's amazing. Some people think as it is, it's horribly inaccurate. It's horrible, it's horrible, it's horrible. But frankly, when I saw these things, the pictures of this set, and I was kind of caught off guard. I thought it looked amazing, and I thought it was perfect as it is. And as I built the set, I loved the build process. I loved everything about it until we'll get to it. Let's actually pull out the helmet before I spoil it, but I'm sure you all know exactly what I'm going to say. Here is the helmet, and immediately it is striking. This is just like normal lighting that you might see in a normal, well-lit room. It's not a studio or anything, and you see that shining of the drum lacquered silver. A bunch of people have said not enough of drum lacquered silver was used in this set. Fair enough, but personally I think it is a perfectly used accent color. Like this line right there in silver, these slopes right here, the slopes here, all the detail on the side, the line on the top, everything involving the drum lacquered silver is perfect, I would say. It is not overused, it's not underused, it is a very good amount. Looking at the cheek detail here, we have far more depth than we had with the Boba Fett helmet, which I really, really like. And the dark gray in there adds some extra value, which is amazing. Looking at the side detail of the panels, we get to see these really, really well integrated angled tiles, as well as these curved tiles. These panel details were probably my favorite assembly to build, and also the way they're angled. Let's actually turn it around so you can see the way they're angled. This is accurate to how the helmet is supposed to be in universe, with these panels slightly angled out, and the way they get that angle is so amazing, how they achieve that on the interior. I love this detail back here. It's amazing, this cheese slope pattern. And well, so far so good. My impressions of this thing, just looking at it from all angles, are very, very, very good. But let's have a little staring contest with Mando, and let's see if we can point anything out here. So, if everything you've seen so far is perfect, good. Buy the set. You don't have to finish this video. Just go buy the set. I highly recommend it. But if during this staring contest with Mando you're starting to notice something a little bit weird, then you might want to keep watching. Let's actually scoot him to the left a little bit, and let's bring out our good pal Boba Fett, and hopefully you can see by now. If you can't see, once again, click off the video, buy the set. But if you start to see something wrong, then once again, it's so close. The reason this set is frustrating is it is so close to perfect. I love everything about it except for this. And mainly this. It's like looking at the Boba Fett helmet, the visor, the little bottom of the T is 2 studs wide, perfect length. It complements everything else on the set very, very well. My one problem with the Boba Fett helmet is the fact that you can see the sides of the black plate there. But even then, I think it's just Lego, like it's no big deal. I can overlook it. But it's almost like with this helmet, they took the thickness of that black line and they just slapped it on the visor itself. Like, I mean, yeah, it doesn't have gaps. Like, compared, the cheek gaps on these sets compared to each other, like, it's no competition. The Mandalorian helmet does such a better job with reducing the gaps. But doing so, it introduces a ridiculously wide visor. I know you've probably heard this before. This set has gotten criticized so much for this, but I don't know how someone hasn't like how a Lego designer didn't see this and just think, look at the pictures on the box and think to themselves, this is looks a little weird, especially compared to the Boba Fett helmet. So, if this does bother you, frankly, well, I thought I was going to love this set, like I said, and I finished it, and I think I audibly said out loud, no. I looked at it and I saw how thick the visor was, and I think I just said no. So, we're going to suggest a little bit of a modification. And once again, if this is something you love on its own, buy it, please. But I'm not saying you're obligated to do this modification, but if this is something that bothers you, I suggest you do. So let's actually take off the visor here and see what piece is the culprit of this ridiculously wide visor. And it's actually two pieces, just mirrored. It is this 1x8 black plate with a little extension here. And that extension is like, I think it's a little bit less than a half a plate long, but alas, it does a big difference. So with these guys, we don't even need them. We're just going to throw them away. Let's grab some new sub-assemblies that I've made, which are like this. So as you can see, it is a little collection of these 1x2 and 1x1 bracket pieces. We have this 1x1 one, which was gotten from the foot of a ATRT from the 501st Battle Pack. There are 4 in that, which you only need 4. And then we also use 6 of these little dark gray 1x2 with the little bracket on it, as you can see. And we assemble them. We do a 1x1, then a 1x2, a 1x2, a 1x2, and then a 1x1 to get a total of 8 studs long. And then attached to the bracket are these upside down cheese slope pieces like so, as you can see. Hopefully that makes sense. Now we're going to make another one of those, like so. Now we are going to connect them with these same 2x4 black tile pieces, and we're going to make it like this, as you can see. Voila. Now, before we attach this, we're going to fix a little problem and also create a little problem. So as you can see with the real helmet, these little curved pieces here emphasized a part of the Mandalorian helmet that wasn't shown on the Boba Fett helmet, and this was actually the fact that the T-shape kind of billows out at the bottom and it widens. Now, with this modification, we lose this little bit of accuracy, but if we want it to look more similar to the Boba Fett helmet, this is a price we're going to have to pay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take off this little drum lacquered silver curve piece there. We're going to put it to the left, then we're going to take off the same piece on this side, and then we're going to put it to the right, like so. And then we're going to pick up the helmet and remove these 1x1 black tile pieces, as you can see, and just throw them to the side. We don't even need them, like so. Now, where we remove those pieces, we're going to replace them with just a 1x1 light gray plate, like so. And then we're going to put the curve piece that we put on that side right there. So basically what we're doing is we're flipping the little curves. So instead of curving outward, it is curving inward, which looks pretty cool in my mind. So as you can see, this is what it looks like so far. And the last step for this modification is to take your little T-visor assembly, push these plates out, attach it like normal, push the plates in, and voila, you get the modified Lego Mandalorian helmet. And personally, I love this so much more than the original design. Like, this is what I wanted. Like, I love this. It is the perfect, it's so good. Now when we compare it to the Boba Fett helmet, once again, we can see that we now have the exact same visor width, which, I mean, isn't accurate in universe because technically the Mandalorian's visor is a little bit more narrow, but alas, if we want to display these things next to each other, they don't look as out of place. So this is my modification. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope this actually helps you. So if you have these pieces that you need available, and you really like this set, but the visor, these horrible pieces are the only thing that bother you, please consider this modification, consider buying the set, because you're missing out on a really, really good display piece if you decide not to get this thing. Thank you, and goodbye.